adult, not ninja zombie is what he is.
Yeah.
Well, it's becoming Halloween time, and I thought we could start talking about spooky dramas. I saw this drama called Zombie Detective. I just kind of stumbled across it, and I was like, ooh, this one looks interesting. Just imagine like you wake up, you're underground, and you discover that you've died. So you don't know who you are, but you want to know who you are, and you want to get back to being human. So that is what Zombie Detective is. It's actually pretty amusing in parts, and there's kind of sort of a love story. At least it's implied. So the guy decides, or sorry, discovers that he can't die. So he wakes up, and realizes his foot is on fire from a cigarette, doesn't feel it at all, and then decides, wait, I must be dead. So he throws himself off a cliff and discovers he can't die. So he's like, well, this sucks. So he ends
He
up,
throws himself off a cliff.
yeah, and
Okay.
it's actually funny because you're kind
Yeah.
of like, okay, and he's just sitting there like his head is backwards, and he's just like, okay, so apparently I can't die. So instead of just being like a mindless zombie, he's not. He like has like thoughts and stuff. So he decides that he's going to train himself to act human. So he thinks humans are disgusting, by the way. He doesn't want to
Okay.
eat them because he wants to become a human again. So he's like, I'm not going to do that. But the struggle's kind of funny at times because there are times where he's suddenly like, like I really want to eat this person. And it's just kind of funny, like the expressions and what he does, and then things he does instead. Um, so, but because he's a zombie, he's like slower. He doesn't just like rush into it because I know there's some fast zombies, but this is not like that. Um, but it's actually kind of a practical zombie movie. He ends up in this house that's, I think it's abandoned, or maybe it's like a summer house or a winter house or whatever, I don't know, but um it's a house that nobody's in. So he finds a treadmill and he teaches himself how to walk like a normal person. And there's some mistakes that happen, of course. Teaches himself how to eat like a person with chopsticks and everything. Um and and then at some point he actually ends up like going into like the more populated area, and he adopts this person's identity, and this person is not around. So he discovers makeup because this person was a detective, so they would put on like disguises and stuff. And he decides, oh wait, I look so pale, I look dead, but if I put makeup on, I won't look dead. So I'm going to send you a couple pictures in the chat, and I want to get your opinion. First picture is a picture of him. I think he's holding a dog there. And
Oh
then
my
this
God.
other this other picture. Okay, now this is where, yeah, he's
Is this what
that's
he
him as
looks
a
like as a
zombie.
zombie?
That's him as a
Okay.
zombie. Yeah. This one I'm sending you is another like view of him as a zombie. This is where I think he looks hot. I think he makes a hot zombie. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I see it. I agree.
Oh, okay, cool. I wasn't sure if
With the
you
bottom
would.
picture. Not with the top picture. With the bottom
No.
picture.
No, he's very brooding and kind of like gothy emo. He's got that kind of going on. But like this picture I'm just sending you right now is a picture of him when he put on makeup to look human. But yes, he's like, humans are crap. They just suck. So he meets this girl and he puts her in his phone as crap. That's what he calls her in his phone. It's just, yeah, she discovers it at one point. She's like, crap? Um, there's an actor from King the Land, the assistant. He's in it. He's a zombie enthusiast. Like he writes zombie movies. He is the brother-in-law of the main female lead, and so he crosses paths with him a lot. But he never really like connects. Like he doesn't discover that he's a zombie. He doesn't get it. For whatever reason, he just never thinks of that because he just assumes zombies aren't really real. Um, but this girl is pretty cool. She's trying to help him find out who he was, and there's a lot of twists and turns, and um, just a lot of things where you think, okay, this is going on, and then you're like, oh. It's not that way. Something else is happening. Wait a second. I thought this was it. And there's like another sort of like layer that you discover later. He became a zombie because he was buried and then some chemical, which you see at the very beginning of the show. There's a chemical that's dumped. People just dump all these chemicals in this area. And of course, that can never be good.
The reason Nuna is explaining all this to me is because I do not like zombies. I don't like zombie movies. I do not like zombie shows. So that is why we are going over this movie and why she's explaining it, because I will not watch this. Continue.
Okay.
There's this chemical at the beginning, kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
like
yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Actually, yeah, it's kind of green. So
Okay.
they have like these giant containers of this goo, and they dump it.
Exactly like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Got it.
So he wakes up, and that's what wakes him up. But it's interesting because somebody was purposely trying to create a zombie. It wasn't like a mistake. Spoiler. The person who created the serum or stuff did it because his wife was dying and he didn't want her to die. So he created the stuff, but it went wrong because became a zombie. She just didn't want her to be dead. But we don't discover that until way into the series. And there's also like this whole cult storyline, which is really weird, but it goes in with his detective work and this girl that he works with.
Okay.
Now, she knows, though, that he is a zombie. She discovers that the way to disable him if he's craving human is to hit him over the head with something. And there are these neighbor detectives that are like, there's something going on with this guy, and they don't know what it is, but they see that he's eating raw chicken, and it's like, what the heck? How does he do that? Like, why? And these neighbor detectives are so weird. These are very quirky people. And there's some special effects that are cool. So when he gets really hungry, his eyes blacked out, and then when he came back, his face and eyes changed to where they were before he blacked out. So it's kind of a neat transition that they do. And that kind of adds to the mystery of what just happened. So the reason why I could watch this and handle it is they didn't ever show him hurting anything or anyone, because it's all like he blacks out and then he wakes up and is like, what did I just do? So I like those kinds of thrillers. And then there were some where you would see the thing that he attacked, but they blurred it. So you wouldn't see the carnage, which is great for me because I like the story. I just don't like the gore. It's interesting because it kind of feels like he's struggling with addiction and he's fighting to overcome it. And I think that can actually be kind of relatable. You know, like people fight with different types of addiction. His is human.
Yeah.
But it kind of gives you the message that you're stronger than you think. And if you put your mind to something, you can actually accomplish great things, such as not eating your neighbors. You know, just don't eat them. I mean, I feel like there's some good messages in there, as odd as that may sound. Oh, he also has a like heightened sense of smell, so he can smell how tasty brains are. But he's actually like a good person, even though he's a zombie. It's not his fault that he's a zombie. There's women that are like, oh my gosh, he's so hot. Like he does this promotion at this restaurant. And so he goes up, they had zombies who were dancing. And so he's like, oh, I'll do this. So he just went up, not with any makeup on, and did it. And then they were like, wow, he's so hot. Like, it was just like, all right. But yeah, I would totally see it again. It was removed from Viki. It was on there, but you can see it elsewhere. I think they had it on Quokka not too long ago. But yeah, I would say for this one, I'd probably give it a 7 or 8 out of 10. So if you want like a fun zombie show that you can watch all the way through, be amused, and you don't see gore, like there's no gore, then this is a good show to check out.
It sounds really good, like a good Halloween drama.
Yeah. If you watch zombies in movies, I'd say go see it. Or zombie shows.
Nice.